Welcome to the Death Talk podcast. The vision for this podcast is to break the culture of silence surrounding death and dying. I'm your host, Lisa Murray.
Hello, Lisa and fellow listeners. My name is Sha'Asia, and this is my death story. I am an angel mother, which means I am a mother of a child who has passed away. She was my firstborn. Her name is Ahana Angeline Joy Butler, and she was born December 10th, 2019 at 2:14 p.m. And by 11 o'clock p.m. That same day, she passed away. We were warned that it was coming. At 12 weeks, we were informed that she had anencephaly, which is a fatal birth defect. We were basically told that she would pass away shortly after birth or even before she was born. And the doctors pretty much went to the, let's just abort it route, which me and her father did consider, but we decided not to, because in every other sense of the word, she was okay. She was growing. Her heartbeat was always awesome. And, once I saw her little face, I couldn't imagine not fighting for her the same way that she was showing us that she was fighting. She's 3 months old. And I say that in the sense that it's really hard to speak about her in the past tense for me and her dad. There's no other way for me to put it. It's really hard for me, to say would be. So I like to say that she's 3 months old. Me and her father decided to have her cremated. It brings us a sense of peace to know that she's home with us. We have like a little area set up for her in our living room. So she sits next to us while we watch TV and eat dinner and all those kinds of things. The thought of her being, cold and alone, buried in a graveyard somewhere, that really breaks my heart. Like the thought of it, I can't. And her father agreed. Also, we thought if we ever moved from where we lived, we wouldn't be able to bring her with us. So that was a big piece in why we decided to have her cremated, which I'm not knocking anyone that does choose burial. It wasn't for us, and we felt it wasn't for Ahana. We talked to her a lot. As I wake up in the morning, I say good morning. When we're going up to bed, I'll say good night. We even hold her urn sometimes, especially on the really tough days. I'll pick up her little urn and hold her. It brings me peace. And what I've noticed is I miss the weight of her a lot. I miss, the weight of her while I was pregnant. I miss the weight of holding her after she was born. She was actually with us pretty much the whole time. Either I was holding her, my fiance was holding her, my mother got to hold her before she passed away. So she was never, away in the ICU. She wasn't, in, any type of like incubator with tubes and beeping machines. She was held by us with love the whole time she was here. She was here for what we like to say. She was here for 9 months and 9 hours, which was like the best the best time of my life. It's so painful, but yet so beautiful. And it's something I would do again and again. Honestly, I really would. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off of like a script, so I do apologize. But like I said, it's her weight that I miss the most. I held her mostly in my left arm. So I'm actually thinking of getting a tattoo of her heartbeat on that arm, because that's where she was the most. And honestly, she actually passed away in my arms. The right arm, actually, was the side that I was holding her when she passed away. Basically, it was like she had fallen asleep. She didn't make any faces, like she was in pain or in any distress. She didn't cry. Pretty much the whole time she was here, she didn't cry. And I remember her feeling different. There was this thing that I did the whole time she was here. I played with her cheek, and she wasn't responding to it. I noticed the difference. And I called them. They let me know that her heartbeat was slowing down, and at 11 p.m. they came and they called it. And I held her. Even after she was gone, I held her, and it does bring me peace that she never seemed to have been in any pain, because that, I think, would have hurt more than anything, to think that she felt any pain as she was going. Me and her dad like to think that she was greeted by loved ones when she left, like my grandmother, who didn't get to live to meet any of her grandchildren. So I love for the fact that she, came and swooped Ahana up. His father had also passed away. His grandmother had passed away. So it brings us, some kind of solace that she's being taken care of by the people who loved us that are no longer here. And it's strange. I feel like my whole, thought process of what happens to us after we die, what does death look like, all of that has changed, all of it. It's something that I no longer fear, and it's, something that I kind of want to study and acknowledge more, since I've experienced it firsthand, and so deeply and profoundly, since it was my child. I feel like there's no way that I can explain what losing a child feels like. I've had friends and loved ones that have passed away, but that is nothing. Like when a doctor, basically all they said was, "I'm sorry," which everyone pretty much knows what that word means, what those words means. When someone says it to you, it makes it very different. But I'm not even sure how to end this, honestly. Losing a child is something so painful, but yet, as I stated, I wouldn't change it. Honestly, I am forever grateful for the 9 months and 9 hours that I had her. I would do it again in a heartbeat. My little Ahana, I miss her deeply. Lisa, I just wanted to say thank you for creating this podcast and creating a safe space for people like us who want to talk about these life-changing experiences, and it not be looked at as something negative and morbid, but to celebrate these people. Ahana made such a huge impression on my life. And the thought of being able to talk about her in such a loving way and share the story means so much to me. So I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you.
If you would like to share your death story, you can send your death story as a written email, or you can send an audio file of yourself explaining your death story to deathtalkcafe@gmail.com. For more information, you can visit our website at deathtalkpodcast.com. Thank you for listening.